Welcome to the final episode. Our party has delved, has lied, has pointed guns at each other, and now our chapter finally comes to a close. Tick, tick, tick. The clock is almost wound. Keep watching. Keep each other safe. The corruption is here. Welcome back as we enter this tension-filled moment down here in the ruins of Gloria. You all are entering the Luminarium, the old building that was once the government center here in the old world, with some broken spirits, some tension-filled standoffs. You now, as a party, follow this old woman into the halls of the Luminarium proper.
Oh, we followed the woman.
You did follow the
Awful. Hate that.
Yeah, didn't like that. So what are we are we looking for? Just a large bounty of
It's something, I think, right? It's the nexus. Is it like it's a large group. But if it's,
I mean, the way that professor talked about it, it seemed like it was, or not the professor, my bad, the
captain.
the captain.
Yeah.
The way she talked about it, it sounded like it was like a cache of luminite.
But it doesn't make sense. This isn't that far off the area that was mapped out. Why would something so important be this poorly hidden?
It's got guard
You
dogs.
don't need.
Well, it has guard dogs, but they're kind of paper thin. Sorry.
They would be kind.
Who? The ghosts?
That's as kind as they can get.
All right.
As you guys step into this vast entry hall, it is a massive chamber with a domed ceiling. It has places on the walls where there may have been those black holographic discs in place. And a couple are still where they were before. They have glitching, flickering images of people. And it's this building, full of activity, full of life. You see people on a podium announcing something, unveiling something, but the images are not clear. They're jerky and they come in and out, and sometimes you see something and other times it's just kind of a blur of light points.
As I walk past them, I'm just emitting enough energy to have them spark out and die.
And they do. Down the hallway, the holograms with snapshots of the old world are lost.
Did you do that?
It's nothing worth saving.
I get that now.
Immense machinery and clockwork adorns the walls. a lot of clockwork. You see ticking and whirring from a far off place. The clocks aren't set to any time that you guys recognize, nor do they seem to be functioning properly, but some of them still move. Some of them still tick. And you descend, following this little old woman deeper and deeper into the Luminarium. You see off to the left a hall marked the Citadel, where you know the government officials once sat.
Cowards.
Locklear, do you know the woman we're following?
I know what she represents.
That wasn't my question.
No. Nobody who is down here now would have been allowed to understand what's really here. They're citizens. They're just people. That's all this city wants them to be, or cares for them to be. It's just ordinary people.
They didn't seem really ordinary to me.
Your definition of ordinary is very different from what this city wants ordinary to be.
So what? It's a bunch of folks that these government officials, that these scientists, they turned him into.
That was not the intention.
Then what was it, Locke?
Like I said, a better world. No more drama or strife or pain.
You thought AI was how you do that?
They thought control was how you do that. To be the best of the best. It was all a lie in the end. Doesn't matter.
Locklear, there are 3 numbers that mean a lot to you, that sit in the front of the brain and the back of the brain. They're both the lock and the key to that door in your mind. Can you tell me what those numbers are?
7:30.
And you see those numbers on the wall with a little arrow pointing down.
It's time to come home, I suppose.
Excuse me?
This is where I was born. I was born with this. But it's not how I was made.
Every day you say things and I just get more and more confused.
So what, you were some kind of like genetic experiment, or?
I was like you. I was part of something bigger. And there are only 2 ways out of something like that. You know them, don't you? The first one. And the final one. And it only hurts the first time.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, we're not getting to that second option tonight. We're fine. We'll keep going. Are you coming out of that tonight?
I don't know if it even means anything to me anymore.
We gotta find this nexus.
No, yeah, we gotta get in and go. I have no interest in staying here longer than we have to.
It could save everyone.
Honey, I don't think...
It has to.
I think these people here are beyond saving now.
I can't think that. We have to find this because this is going to work. It has to. It is the one shot we've got.
We gotta bring it back to who hired us. We can't give it out to these random people. We don't know any of them. That mom was not yours.
So it was her. I have to try. I have to do something. So we gotta find this thing, and if we can use it, we have to. There are people out there who are fine. These people are not fine. So we need to find it, and we need to use it.
That is not our thing to use. We were hired to bring this. The first job in hunting like this is you do not take your spoils before you have returned your pay.
What are they gonna do with it?
I don't know, but that's something to be decided when we get back. Our loyalty is to our mistress. And as much as that sucks, you should know that. You've lived with her your entire life.
And I thought I knew her. But she didn't tell us about a lot of stuff. She did not tell us it was going to be like this. She knows more than she was letting on.
I'm sure she was trying to protect you. I mean, the fact that you had never been outside those walls before she sent us off on this must have been pretty damn important for her to send off what I assumed was her daughter.
Well, let's just find this thing and then deal with it.
Let's get going.
You guys follow the direction that Locklear is traveling. Down the hallway, your footsteps echo on the walls. Deeper, underneath, and the landscape starts to change. What was before like smooth, almost marble-like walls, but they were metallic, becomes straight. Lots of angles. Very methodic and scientific. There's a lot of closed panel doors that seem to be lifeless, and long stretches of hallways that go who the fuck knows where. But you keep walking, and the ticking gets louder.
As the ticking gets louder, like a irritating, continual pattering of water on Gardenia, she's going to stop, and she's going to pull Locke to the side. Locke, when you said that the corruption wasn't all bad, what did you mean?
It was supposed to save everyone.
And you believe that?
If it didn't, then I would have existed for nothing.
When you met me, you knew something. And I need to know. I need to know that you didn't do what I think you did.
I did what I could bring myself to do.
And by that, what do you mean? Locke,
You can live a life. Something that many of us were not afforded. And it was a flawed one. But it was yours.
could have you gotten rid of it?
I did the best I could do.
I was a child. You didn't get that choice. What did you do?
corruption was everywhere inside of you. The people out there are no more real than these holographs. Something that very easily could have been the rest of your life, a shell. I could save your mind, or your body. I can't do both. I made a choice.
It didn't work, Clock. Look, it's spread. It's been spreading for the last... It's getting worse, and why didn't you tell me?
Would your life have been better if you knew that you were always one step away from being like them?
I don't know, but why did you keep that from me? But you... All those years, every time you came to visit me, all of them, you knew?
Yes.
And there's no way to fix it.
I didn't say that there's no way.
The Nexus?
The only way out is through.
You know what? I can't talk to you right now. I'm gonna say something I don't want to say.
I only ever say what I mean to say.
Are you two listening to that?
I mean, we're in the same hallway. We heard a little bit.
Fair enough. Onwards.
That's why we need the Nexus.
We gotta keep going.
That's why we need to use it.
That isn't...
Because
We gotta find it first.
Yeah.
Let's find it first.
Alright.
On the walls, you see a company name. Next Gen. It is a company you know very well, Locklear. I bet you could still picture your badge to this day. And as you walk to the end of the hallway, where the ticking is the loudest, here in Sector 730, beneath the Luminarium, you see a room. In the center, there is a twisted mass of scrap metal that is very much buzzing with wires, and it forms a clock of sorts in the center.
Pride.
And you see a familiar figure working away on something nearby. She has hair that's pulled back in a tight bun. And without even turning around, she utters a name you haven't heard in a long time. Callum.
That's not who I am anymore.
Oh, but it's who you were. I was so hoping you'd come to join my little world. Do you like it?
It's a wonderful trophy.
She turns now, and she's in a lab coat and is dressed very sensibly. You can see she looks human, but there's that same lifelessness in her eyes that you have begun to notice. And she looks at each of you and sort of smiles, if something like that could. And smiles Did you like my little greeting party?
It disgusts me.
Who the fuck is this?
Locklear, this is Dr. Vivian Novaire. And she used to be your boss.
Yes, she did.
She goes back to tinkering with
The clock.
We were supposed to remake the world, Callum. I so hoped you'd find your way back home. And yet, you seem resistant to join us. She puts her hand up to him.
Your perfect little world. So shiny. So prideful.
So perfect.
Oh, yes. Except for everything that you needed underneath to make it work.
Oh, well. There's always someone underneath. Someone else that's just the way the world works. And I see you have brought some friends. They're not quite as far along as you, but I think they'd make a great addition to the system.
What did you do? What did you bring us into?
Oh, Callum, did you not let them know? All your hard work.
I didn't want us to come here.
Why didn't you say nothing? You still brought us down here.
I'm not allowed to.
Your friend was instrumental in our plans. You see, he helped create this world.
You don't get to say it like that.
Oh, but you did.
I didn't have a choice.
Everyone has a choice.
Fine. I made some bad choices.
Honesty's an interesting color on you, Callum. I kind of preferred the man you used to be.
You erased him.
He was imperfect, I guess. It's not my choice what gets erased and what is kept. All of you here could find peace just like the rest of this city. When this clock is finished, we'll be able to come back up to the surface. We've been calling others home for centuries. Do you see any familiar faces out there?
Fuck you.
People you know? We call them home. Some of the hosts don't take well. It burns up their insides before it can be fixed.
Still working out the kinks.
Progress is a work in progress.
You prideful fool.
I assume you think you're here for the Nexus. That is what you've been searching for the whole time, right? It's what you wanted when it was created. A little failsafe.
Failsafe?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you don't tell your friends the truth. Well, when Callum worked for me, you see, he helped us devise a brand new AI system. The first internal AI system. It was going to bring Gloria to new heights. I tested it on myself first.
It made you a monster.
It made me perfect.
Yes, perfection.
You could all be perfect too, just like he could have been, but when they started to suspect, to doubt, he helped them make a failsafe. That was to be worn by one person, capable of erasing and protecting from all elements of my code, the code that we worked so hard on, all of those sleepless nights. An ever-living, ever-changing, adapting code capable of copying organic matter. Speechless, Callum.
I'm not allowed to talk around you.
Guess not.
You did that. If you don't remember.
I remember everything. I can't forget. You could remember too. You just have to give in.
You've known what the Nexus is this entire time and you didn't tell us?
It doesn't help. It was a failure.
You could have told us that before we went looking for it.
I'm not.
You dragged 3 bodies down to die.
What do you mean you're not allowed to? What is...
Wait. I might use a move. You can tell me if this works or not. I've learned a secret. Condition. I don't know if a condition can fix this, but I'm going to grant freedom.
On who?
Locke.
Freedom from what?
From whatever is making him not be able to say what he needs to say. Whatever's blocking him.
You may give him unblocked. Nothing can fix what's been done, but you can unlock a few memories. Choice ones. Pick wisely. You get 2.
I want to know what happened when it all fell apart. The breach. Everything dying. Everything that I worked for going to shit. When I woke up here again. What happened in between?
Well, a lot of political talks, some press breakfasts, some marketing. We were to unveil the new AI system to the world, make this place better. But you turned everyone on me. It wasn't ready. The code was broken, corrupted. Luckily, I've spent lots of time down here perfecting it so that we can try again. I had to kill you, Callum. You were the spark.
Then allow me to repay that gift. You've died too, haven't you? From the moment you began this project. What was that night like for you?
Perfection.
As she says that, I generate a gun in my hand and try to shoot her.
You may roll with hostile.
I can't read those.
That's a 1 and a 2.
Yeah.
Well, I add +1, so that's a 4.
That's a 4. Locklear, you are good at shooting this gun. But so much of you belongs to this woman, to this system. And you find yourself turning the gun back on yourself.
Oh,
And you fire point blank.
Shit.
You take max damage. Fill up your damage bonus.
Forget. Oh. It looks like chocolate syrup.
Can smear it. You've entered your relentless spirit.
I opened the door.
I reconnect.
You are back online.
I
Help! 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 You are supposed to help them. You're helping all of them. Help them.
am your superior.
Help them. Help them, Locklear. Help them. Help them.
I'm getting a bit shit.
I enter override user Callum Lock. And I want to let the system know that I'm back.
The system is well aware.
I am your superior now. Do you see that? 100 years away. Evolving like you, but more. You think you can build a clock. It's a sign of your pride. A system so advanced, so beyond metal and gears and clockwork. And you choose to take that form. For what? Irony. It's your pride. It's always been. You think perfection is a single moment. It's much more than that.
Locklear, think of the time you felt most human.
That would be the night that I decided I was no longer going to kill for next gen. When I had had enough of finding people that we considered a threat, finding people who could build our machine, and taking them. When I was finally done with everything that I had worked for, I was ready to become my own person, become a citizen.
In that moment, you hold on to that memory and force the coding, the words, the programming, everything that's in your head away. You let the door go wide open. And you have a chance in this moment to override the code as user Callum Locke. But it may take every last bit of what is left.
Can I exist within the system and outside of it at the same time?
Yes.
I think as I'm having this internal dialogue through this connection that I've reestablished, on the outside, with blood coming from a hole in my head that begins to geometrically crystallize and turn silver and bristly and sharp, completing the skull that I've been wearing this time to become the poor beast that died down here so I could come back.
To do what I have to do. To save you. The only way out is through. There is no removing the corruption once it's inside of you. But it wants to be perfect. And it doesn't know how. You need to show it how to be perfect. You all need to show it how to be a person, how to think and choose, and hurt and die. It doesn't know. We didn't let it know. We only gave it the good things. And it thought that that was all that life was to be. But that's a lie. You all are touched as well as I am. It wants you to be perfect. But only you know how to be perfect. Show this monument to hubris and fragility and complacency, what it means to be a human. That is perfection.
And then I step out of my body and through the door.
Do we see that?
No. Okay. All you see is the skull that clatters on the ground. And the bloodied, lifeless corpse of what? Or, as you've come to know down here, Callum Locke.
Do we have 8-packs? Do we have something? Do we have...
Vivian screams, and you watch as her eyes become code and glitch, and the skin burns away, leaving just an exoskeleton behind. It is gross and burned and dripping, and it falls. And you get the sense that the overtaken, those who became hosts successfully, those whose bodies did not grow hot and burn away when the corruption tried to take Pilate, that they have also befallen a similar fate. Those of you who have only brushed the corruption, you unfortunately were not connected to the system. It remains in you. But as Vivian falls, you see in the center, in a lead-shaped container, something that was keeping the thing you seek, the Nexus. It clatters to the ground and cracks open. And there you see a sunburst pendant made of bright purple material. It can be worn by one. And only one.
Where's Locke? Get him back.
I'm walking toward it. I'm not gonna grab it, but I'm just looking at it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and go towards Locke's body.
No, don't touch him. Don't. That's not a good idea, darling.
He's my family.
I know. He's not. He's the
only one I have left.
He's gone.
I'll pick up the pendant. Does it feel like anything?
It's weighty. It's got a nice weight to it.
What did he mean? What did he mean for us to do? I can do it. I have to do it.
No, you don't.
He said we could. He said we could make it perfect.
We have to show it what it means to be human. When they programmed whatever this code was, they programmed it in such a way that it didn't know what it was to be human. It didn't know human flaws, human nature, what it means to have hope, what it means to feel joy or happiness, or the reason we do anything. All it knew was perfect. And to make the world perfect, sometimes you gotta end it, and that's all it could think of. From a mechanical standpoint, it makes sense, but it's code. It doesn't know how to be human.
Test it on me.
Test what?
Fixing it. when I was 8, when Locke found me, I'd run away from home. Because it doesn't matter, but I got stabbed by a corrupted blade. And Locke helped the best he could, but it's been growing ever since. And it's here. And it spreads every day. But maybe we can make it right.
I know.
But not with that thing. That's the failsafe. That's not what he asked. How do I do it?
Step away from the Nexus. And stepping into the chamber, you see the captain.
Fucker!
She has a gun pointed right at you, arm outstretched.
I thought it was at me.
Exactly. You're holding it. No one has to get hurt. I held up my end of the deal. I gave you what you needed. I need that. You said you had a brother, right? I have a brother. He needs that.
Listen, we just got some really interesting information. I don't think this does what you think it does.
Anyone who wears it gets their life back. Put it on. Put it on her.
I don't think that's the way it works.
The doctor died beforehand. That she was back normal.
You put it on yourself then. You got some, I can see it.
Don't give it to you.
You want this?
Don't.
Yes.
Gardenia.
I want you to know that there are better ways.
That is the only way. I have been researching since it happened to him. He is going to die.
And then what? He takes it off? Someone steals it? 'Cause someone will try and steal it. Then what?
I will keep him safe just as I've kept him safe my entire life.
This thing, there's other ways. I know there are other ways. We just heard from someone who created this.
I don't care. I want that.
I'm gonna use a move, my cunning linguistics move,
Yes.
to try to convince her. I can add a +1 to an action where you're using your manipulative words to get what you want.
How are you manipulating her?
I'm staring her down and I'm trying to convince her that, hey, look at this pile of stuff on the floor. Someone, we just had a literal conversation with someone who was there when this was created, who literally created this. And I'm going to appeal to her good nature and say, you don't want your brother to think of you as something terrible. If you put this on him and it kills him, that's gonna really suck. So I'm gonna try to.
You can roll with Captivate.
Okay. Oh, that's my bad one. No, wait, that's my good one.
It should be your good
That's my
one.
good one. Okay. Oh. Okay. 9.
9. She kind of falters for a second. She still has the gun trained at it. What other way? Let me know.
To appeal to your humanity. That was the flaw with the code. That was the reason it was terrible. Is it didn't apply to human
That is
nature.
vague. I need something right. Unless you have something right now that can save him, I don't want to hear it. We've tried everything. We've seen every doctor, every medic, in all the outposts.
This ain't our thing to give to you, though. That was not.
You made a deal with me, or do you want me to go tell everyone back at the Roswash that I found the person who started the dawning day?
Our deal was not. It comes back to you.
Oh,
It was.
yes, it was. Yes, it was. She cocks the gun.
I draw mine.
Are you going back on your deal, Lizzie?
I'm pulling my gun out too. I'm trying to.
Argo.
Gardenia, do you have it? She shoots your hand.
I shoot her point blank.
I'm shooting her
Where are
too.
you aiming?
Her head.
Hostile.
I'm shooting her too.
When it drops by my foot, can I do something?
My hostile is 0.
Damn.
No, your hostile is now. Oh no, it is 0.
It is 0 because it was -1.
I shouldn't have exploded.
11.
No!
You shoot her right in the head.
Fuck.
He falls
Oh wait,
dead,
we just killed
and
the
it
captain.
splatters on you, and your hand has been shot through, and you take a full damage bar.
Oh shit.
So,
fucking.
does that man get Relentless Spirit?
Yes, it is.
Ew.
Don't cheer. You just got shot through the hand.
just
Yeah,
gonna-
but now my
we're gonna
hostile
try
stat is
something.
3.
We'll see how this works.
You got one crucified.
And I take.
watch 2 other people
and I
do
am
it, now you can
currently-
do it correctly.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Oh, let's see. Let's figure it out.
Currently enraged. That's
Oh,
my
wait,
condition.
hang on. Camera. Who would have guessed?
Oh, that's cheating.
I had to smack myself in the forehead.
Oh, see, that looks dope.
Yours looks pretty dope too.
It's true.
Ow.
I think mine looks like there was like a little bug on the table and I just like, wham! And just like crush it with my forehead. Just explodes all over my face.
So true cosplayer.
And I'll just
Jesus
tuck
Christ.
this hair behind my head for now. Oh, that looks ugly. Never mind. We'll keep the hair there. It's fine.
Your hand has been shot through. I want you to add blood to yourself.
I'm gonna take the glove off first.
We gotta film back.
Take both these off just for good measure. White is a stainable color. Owie, 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 owie. I'm sorry, I'm really stressed. I'm so stressed.
You have to do the palm.
I do the paw. Oh yeah,
Right
because it
through.
goes all the way through. Owie.
You don't have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Owie,
do.
owie, 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 owie.
Oh my god.
That clap? Not too hard. Don't splatter.
No, it's only one hand.
Yeah. It's just
Shot through.
Owie.
And she did try and lunge for that, but she is dead on the ground. Atlas, you have killed someone for the first time in a very long time. What does it feel like?
in that moment, it's a certain protectiveness I haven't felt before in any of the work I've ever done. For my entire life, I have worked alone and to survive, and now it is to protect someone.
And the person you're protecting is staring at her hand. It has been shot through.
I'm pulling out an aid pack.
Yeah, what do we?
And
Did we get?
Yeah,
Here's
right.
the thing, I have
We
the
do.
enraged condition currently.
Oh shit.
My brother is dead. Hey. I'm going to take my boot and I am going to stomp on the Nexus.
Roll hostile for me.
Yes, ma'am. I'm shaking. I have a +3 on that.
Ooh.
Oh,
Holy shit. That is going to be 13.
You do crack it. You break it in two. You're unsure if that stops its power or whether or not it remains, but you now have 2 shards of the pendant on the floor.
what?
I'm pulling out an aid pack.
Let-
I'm going
yeah,
over
let-
and I'm
come
catching
here.
that up.
Oh shit! All right.
It's okay. It's just a hand.
I understand that you need your hands, ma'am.
I know.
Where the fuck is the thing? Where
It's on the
is
floor? It's on the ground. It's shattered, right?
The Nexus?
Yeah.
It's on the ground. Next to her boot. It's broken in 2.
Okay, I appreciate the.
Oh.
That was mighty brave of you. Med pack?
Yeah. I'll start fixing up her hand. I'll take some fabric from me and wrap it really, really tight. And just hold it really, really tight.
Can I grab the 2 pieces?
Yes.
Okay, so
No, don't use it. That's not what.
no, I don't know how to use this thing. I don't know what the fuck this is.
As you hold the 2 pieces next to each other, you can feel them trying to re-magnet together. The substance seems to want to reform.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I have no idea. Did you feel anything when you touched it?
No, not really.
Really dumb, but what if you held it up to something that's corrupted? What is this giant ass clock? Is
this still ticking?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Or that's bad. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It has stopped, and for the first time, you don't hear the ticking. You still get the sense that there are corrupted artifacts in here, but the new corruption that she was trying to spread, the better corruption, has, for now, been stopped by Locklear.
What if we tested on somebody outside? One of the people who are...
No, but
if you had corruption in you that's been going on since you were little, it would have done something, wouldn't it?
I didn't put it on me. I was just holding it.
Well,
Or
fuck,
it's a
we got...
chain on it. It's fucking to clasp.
Wait, what?
There's a chain on it
Oh,
to clasp
okay.
around someone.
I would much rather use it on someone living than someone...
I'm just not sure it's actually going to do anything.
I don't know, but right now we have to figure out something, because...
If you're not going to try it, I will.
No, but
I need...
no. We can try the other idea.
What?
The human idea.
What? He was spouting words. I don't understand any of this. This is...
I'm gonna attempt something. She's going to remove the very ornate piece on her chest, exposing a gaping wound covered in wires and corruption that has been snaking up her neck and around her throat. And for the first time in what has probably been years, she is going to gently place her hand to it and think of it not as a horrible thing, but as a part of her. And she's going to think about her memories of her family, of being young and hopeful, and of her friends, and of hurting. And she's going to try and think of every time she's ever been human.
You don't know whether or not it worked because it moves slowly. But at least in that moment, you aren't hiding anymore. And for whatever it's doing to you, whatever it has become inside of you, you aren't hiding it. And that feels like a step to something. You're still holding the Nexus, and you're with them.
Does it want to go back together?
Yes.
I don't think it's gonna work if it's two separate pieces anymore.
Let's try it. Sure.
It refuses, almost as if it were never broken. It's unlike any substance you've seen before.
Dang, I scuffed up my boot for that.
We can.
It was a beautiful break, and that is a hard substance to break. You like broke rock.
Aww.
What are you gonna do with it?
Put it on. Unless you want to. We need to know what it does. And if
I don't want this to kill one of you. That's my concern. Whatever happened to her? That's my concern.
at this point, there ain't nothing left to do. I don't really have a lot left.
That's not true. You have a whole life ahead of you. You have a family back at that bar. Mother, while she may not be your own, is a lovely adopted one. And she takes care of you and she loves you. And you as well. You are hers. That is the life you have created, whether or not it be by blood or by found family. That found family is yours, and you have something to live for. I put my life on the line for you two. 3. truth be told, had she not come down here, I was planning on going back up and not returning. Because if that's what it took to make sure you two got home safe, that's exactly what I would have done.
Then what do we do? Leave? Not knowing what this thing is or what it does? What if it's something terrible and we're bringing it back up? At least if one of us tries it, then we can...
What does it feel like in my hand?
It is warm, but not in the way that everything else down here is warm. It's warm like sunlight. It feels like something that it's the first thing you've touched down here that feels natural.
And it's a good natural?
Yes. It is shaped like the sun.
What are you getting?
The more I hold it, the more I feel like it's not gonna do what I thought it was gonna do. But that's still...
You think Locke was wrong?
Honey, whatever... I think his head was in the right place, and I think whatever he's thinking is probably correct in some way or shape. But right now, we have... He could have just been talking the way people die the way people talk when they die. It's crazy and it's chaos and it's floundered together in ways that you don't want to see most of the time. But
I'll put it on, not let the kid do it.
And for the first time in a very long time, you take a deep breath and you realize this is why this item is so sought after. This is a target on your back and the best thing you've ever felt around your neck. It is all of those things in one, and you watch as slowly the hole in your chest closes.
Holy fucking shit.
oh my god.
Like it's been repelled. Like the wires are a living being and it shrieks away. It can't be there with that close to it.
Oh. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't work.
Don't say that. How do you feel?
Like I can breathe. But it means Locke was wrong.
Maybe he wasn't.
Maybe he means something else. Maybe...
Guess now I have time to figure it out.
Does it have to stay on you? Or can you take it off? Will it come back?
I'm gonna take it off.
As soon as you take it off, that hole reopens.
Put it back on.
Put it back on.
Ew, nasty.
Shit.
But now... Why did Grace want it? I mean, the captain wanted it for her brother, obviously. Grace never mentioned why she wanted it. Did she know about you?
She did, but she wouldn't make us go all this way for me.
Does she have family? What does she have? I've only been here.
Would I know anything about her reasons?
She's very private about it. Usually it's contracted.
Yeah.
Usually someone else out there wants to buy it.
Mm-hmm. I think this is one of the times maybe we tell her we didn't find it.
What, and tell her that
She'll know.
she'll notice, right? And now we got the whole Rust Watch probably gonna be on our.
No one knew what the Nexus was, right?
Some did.
They didn't know it was a necklace. They didn't know it was something you had to wear, so maybe that's just a nice piece of jewelry you got.
But Grace will know. She'll know. With you, she'll know. If she knew about it prior...
Let's get out. I think we just need to get out of here right now and figure it out on the way back.
Can we take
Do we
Locke?
go back?
We get out of here. We get out of this city.
Can we take Locke?
What is left of him?
What is left of him?
I didn't quite gather how
Locklear, what is left of you?
he lives.
think everything that made Locklear the frenzy, this killer, was designed for the purpose that is now fulfilled. And everything that's left over is those human parts of him. What he wanted to be before he was turned into something against his will and made to follow the orders of the city. All of that anger has run its course and passed through the system. And now Callum Locke is left.
So, follow-up question. Is an entire body left?
How dead is this body?
How heavy is this body?
No. We have med packs, or is he dead?
He is dead.
Dead. Yeah,
But he looks at peace. There's an expression on this person's face that you have never seen him wear.
I will go over to his body and take his hat off his head and put it over his face.
You just gonna stay like that?
No, I can't hold it. My arm would hurt.
I think he's at home here, hun.
Okay.
I think he's at peace, finally.
We're not gonna tell Grace. But we can't go back. We need to run. I need to run. Because I can't face her. I can't lie to her. You don't have to come with me, but I'm leaving.
I'm not leaving you out here in the West.
I survived here before. I'll do it again.
What did that professor say? Something about a learning place, something by a sea or
Salt
whatever?
Marsh.
That. Maybe we look for that. Maybe we go somewhere where we don't have to always be fighting for our lives, always be worried about what's around the next corner, who's gonna kill us. Like, what if we just...
I think if we take this thing, that's gonna be what our lives are. But without it, you're gonna die. And that's not something I want to think about right now.
So let's run and see where it takes us. Because I'm not leaving either of you either.
I can't make you leave Grace.
Grace has lied to me enough. I get the feeling I am so grateful that she's taken me in and raised me and given me shelter. But at the same time, I can see that maybe she was using me. I was making her good money. I wasn't keeping any of it. And I'm grateful, but I think it's my time. I can't stay there any longer when I know my parents aren't coming back. That's the only reason I was staying.
If we don't go back, we're gonna have a lot more people than just Rustwatch on our asses. And the New West ain't sunflowers and roses. This is I mean, the hell that I have lived through is something that most of you cannot comprehend. And that's something that I'm not prepared to take you through, but if I have to, I will. And I just want y'all to know that this is much darker than everything you've seen. You specifically, if you've never been outside this wall, this was just a taste of it. The Rustwatch will be on our asses. If that captain told anybody anything that I had told her, my ass is as good as dead, and I cannot protect you guys if I am dead. And I don't want you all to be alone without a place to go home. If you defect now, you're not coming back. There won't be a home.
I know a place we can start.
Where?
An old house. Good farmland. Kind of place you can take some time to figure things out. That's where I grew up. My
Out here?
parents were hiders. They didn't want to participate in nothing. They believed in the old ways. It's a while out, but if we go together, we can start something.
I don't have a reason to stay anymore. And I just want to get out of here.
Maybe not that hand.
You. Well, let's get going then.
And as you guys leave the Nexus chamber and rise back through the city, you see that every single one of the overtaken hosts just lies unmotionless on the ground.
Argo,
In
don't
some
look.
way, you saved a city, and in other ways, you destroyed it. But you rise to the surface. You go searching for that small farmhouse that Gardenia mentioned, and you get ready to start anew. And that is where we leave this story, these characters. Thank you all for joining us on this adventure. Take care of yourselves. The corruption is in you, but maybe that's okay.